Greetings, everyone. I'm at a beautiful place in Washington. What you see is a slough of the Willapa River, and the river is actually, the tide is coming in, so there's actually water in here. Yesterday I was here and there wasn't much, so the water isn't that deep, but it's deep enough, needless to say. But it certainly just makes an idyllic setting. This is a great place, as I have talked about, for contemplation, but it's also a great place for resetting your ideas and your thoughts and your intentions. I know what things appear to be like. I know what people are being prepped to brace for. But you know, those things that people are being prepped to brace for haven't happened. On the other hand, other things that people have not been pressed or prepped to brace for are happening without their even noticing it. And you know, those are the bigger problems, those are the bigger challenges, when something is happening or being done to your detriment that you are, one, not aware of, or even if you see it, you don't see that you have the ability to change it and change it around. And of course, if you hear or listen to an expert in whatever the problem is, you don't have anything, there's nothing you can do about it. So things like what we're about to do is really how you can change all that, whether you have known it or not. Ultimately, we don't do this stuff when we're either, one, not aware, or second, don't believe in ourself enough. And not just in ourself, but in the ability in ourself to petition to reality, to the entire universe, that we desire, we intend, we imagine something different than what we're experiencing now, and to make that happen. That's what we're in. You know, if things aren't happening the way you want, that's what's going on. Because what is also going on, and I'm talking about the stuff that you don't want to have happen, is the full and perfect representation of where your predominant thinking is and where your beliefs lie, to permit it to be happening to you. So I recently learned about something that's been in use for over 100 years. It was introduced by a man by the name of Emile Coué. He was a psychologist in France, or would that make him a French psychologist? And it was really a simple thing. It was a way to address the other part of your consciousness. We have a part of our consciousness that holds all the things that we think, all of the attitudes from which and by which we think them, and by which, in all due respect, our experience is occurring. Taking all those factors in, taking ideas in that we actually embraced or were impressed upon us early in life, before we had the ability to discern for ourselves and decide for ourselves what would be. If you listen to people tend to think, or some people tend to think, that you still don't have that ability, but we've always had the ability to imagine differently and to create our experiences that reflect how we each individually imagine our life to play out. So what this was, he calls it autosuggestion. And he has a way, and practically, functionally, fundamentally, It is a way basically to address directly your whole consciousness, not just the part that seems to govern our daily life, if you will, and our daily limitations. Those are the imprints of what can't be, what ought to be, what should be by someone's opinion, someone's idea, versus what is, and also what is possible. Because there is something much greater that is possible, typically than we are typically experiencing for ourselves. And we have set up so many reasons for the less than quality of those experiences. Why? We've worked it out in our minds why it's this way, and we can't do anything else about it. But the can'tness is the problem. You can do something about it, but we want the other to change, when in fact it's us that needs to do our own changing. So with that said, this is the simple statement. These are words, but they're thoughts. There are intentions behind these words. And here are the words. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Now repeat. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's what Coo-Yay suggested. Jose Silva, who developed what is called Silva mind control method, incorporated some of Coo-Yay's, some of this, and he added another better into it. Now he incorporated many other things too that are all in support of these things. He talks about the fact that, functionally speaking, we need to be in a relaxed state so that our brains are literally, I say our brains, we have a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere which tend not to be in sync. They tend to be, one tends to be a bit more dominant than the other, and they happen in according to our, you might say, some of our personality traits. However, for the real, I'm going to say, experiential magic to occur, for example, for healing to occur where there's been illness, there is a need to have those hemispheres in sync with each other. And that happens twice a day, whether we like it or not. And that is when we're in the process of going to sleep, and also in the process of waking up. You're moving through a period where your brain is functioning at about 10 hertz. Now, the Earth's frequency is 7.83 hertz. But your brain, when it's operating at about 10 hertz, the left and the right are somewhat in sync. So there's a way to do that consciously and with intent to get at that place, and it's through a process of relaxation. So even when you're doing Coo-Yay's work, or when you're doing these processes, these steps, first and foremost thing is to relax yourself, get into a quiet space, and you can say this repeatedly. The way I'm saying it right now, so it can be heard on this recording, is not the volume that you need to do it. But I like adding Silva's third and better to the statement. So, in every way, see, there you go. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. Every day addresses all days and nights. Every 24-hour period, every diurnal period, and then the every way covers all circumstances, all situations, all categories. Every day, in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. And then Coo-Yay suggests that you do this at least 20 times at a time. Some people, and he suggests you can use some shoelaces, and I actually tied knots in them so that I would, in the beginning, when I first started this, I would just do this. I would hold and I'd move this. Quietly, I get to that space, and then I do this every day in every way. I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. And I'm holding, and not holding, but I'm just moving through those knots till I get through. Because you don't want to be thinking, am I counting? Have I done enough? You want to be doing it. You want to be focusing on the fact that every day, in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. And the other thing that Coo-Yay says, that you don't have to enunciate, you don't have to have inflection. The whole consciousness knows not only what you want, and it has the power to create it. It knows it before you ask the question. So when you begin to put yourself and you put the signal out, you don't have to do it with, oh, come on, I want things better. No. Every day, in every way, I am. You're using the words I am. It's the most powerful words that we know that's available to us. It's the most powerful idea. It's the most powerful mechanism for creation when you say I am. And generally speaking, we use it to facilitate our degeneration, our degradation. When we can equally use it for our generation, for our restoration, for our strength, instead of our weakness. So what you basically do, and I made a recording, maybe I'll play it here, because it can be like a drone. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. In the beginning, you do it at least twice a day. Like I said, in the morning when you're waking up, at night before you go to sleep, before you go into your sleep. You're passing through this zone. And I'll tell you this, you're saying this below. I'm saying this loud enough so you can hear it in this recording. But all the one that needs to hear it is you. And not only will you hear it, you will feel it. When I do it, I feel a vibrational shift. And see, the vibrational shift is in the direction of the betterment of every day and in the betterment of every way. There are so many people who have corroborated, who reported to Coo-Yay, who reported to Jose Silva, who reported to Neville Goddard, who had, each of these people have talked about the same things, the same principles, and there are books upon books of people recordings saying that, confirming these profound improvements in their life. What was happening during the time did not matter. And see, that's the thing. What you imagine is what matters. And so what is true does not matter if you have embraced it willingly or unwillingly. You will still, I want to say, pay the price of embracing. If it's not a benefit to you. Someone who you trust could be telling you something, who could be pushing an idea, presenting it, imploring you, and it goes against what you know, or if it's not what you know, it's what you feel. If you elect to follow that advice, you'll pay the price. You will pay the price. The person that's pushing it, they're going to pay their own price too. This is not because God is doing it. This is because this is the consequence of disintegrity within oneself. We're creating hurdles, experiential hurdles, without knowing it. I wrote something yesterday to a friend of mine, and I have it here as part of a text. I'm going to read it right now because it will say, oh my goodness, this actually makes so much sense. And there's more that I could share from this, but gosh, I will find it as I am talking here. Here we go. I'm going to start this. I'm going to read this paragraph. In my worldview, the term immortal applies to all of us. Not being the form, death, quote unquote, is not, quote, the end, unquote, that most are accustomed to fearing, grieving, or mourning. People don't destroy, quote unquote, themselves for lack of knowledge. They repeat destructive practices until they realize the futility or harm of the activity and embrace new imaginings, including and perhaps beginning with imaginings about ourselves. And so it is with that intention and that desire that we create new imaginings about ourselves that I invite you to embrace this behavior. It has helped. I want to say that the behavior has helped many. What has helped many is the willingness to do something different, the willingness to imagine different outcomes, or should I say outcomes or futures that have been presented by others. Everything that we hear, everything that we think we know, science, religions, politics, it doesn't matter. Everything that we think we know was passed down from someone. We are the conduits of that information, and we, each one of us, decides what gets passed, what's passed on, and what gets set aside. What gets embraced anew, and what gets set aside. Everyone makes that choice. Everyone has a vote. So if you're electing to embrace this idea every day in every way, I am getting better, better and better, enough to begin to make it a part of your, I'm going to say, ritual, of your routine every day. Because in the beginning, you may not feel it. In the beginning, you may not believe it. Ultimately, the feeling comes if you are resolute in your desire to make that change. The confidence comes. You can't make a change or a choice that is different from what you're used to if you're not confident, not only in your own ability, but in whoever, whatever it is that created this amazing place that we do this thing called life. All is possible. So if all is possible, how do you change what it is that you're experiencing? You do it by taking stock of what your experience is, deciding what stays and what goes. And yet you don't have to itemize the inventory of what you're throwing out. Simply resolve to say to yourself, every day in every way, I'm getting better, better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better and better. You can say it without thinking about it or without doing the other things I mentioned, but ultimately, you want to get into this place of rest, of relaxation, of no stress, of clarity, and then you say it. No disturbances, no conflicts inside, no tenseness, no tension. And then you speak. Because the tenseness, the tension, the conflicts, the aggravation, the anxiety, and all of those things basically do what? They dim your light. They diffuse your signal. You want a clear signal. And that comes with confidence, that comes with peacefulness within yourself, that comes with tranquility and equanimity. Everyone has that ability. No one is without that power. So with that said, give it a shot. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for embracing this idea for yourself. Make it happen. Until next time, peace, be well, and I love you all.